calling them brothers only minimizes the depth of what they share. In real life, brothers do not respond with such unfiltered happiness when someone says, "You look amazing together." The way Jungkook smiles in that moment, the way his eyes shine, goes far beyond polite appreciation. It's not the reaction of someone receiving a casual remark. It's the response of a heart that recognizes something deeply true. Yet many people, speaking from a distant or comfortable place, try to rationalize it by saying, they've lived together since they were young. What they overlook or choose not to see is that even within Korean culture, where closeness and care between friends are highly valued, the intensity of Jimin and Jungkook's bond stands apart. This level of devotion, protectiveness, and emotional intimacy is not common, even among siblings or lifelong friends. Korean viewers themselves, those who understand the cultural context from within, have repeatedly acknowledged that this dynamic is not typical. Brothers care for each other, but they do not look at one another with that kind of intensity. They don't seek physical closeness with a quiet urgency, nor do they protect one another with such constant vigilance. Think of Jungkook stepping into freezing water simply so Jimin could climb onto his shoulders. The focus in his eyes, the steadiness of his grip, as though Jimin were something irreplaceable, speaks of a devotion that is difficult to label as merely friendly. It's an act of service, a silent promise that says, "Your comfort matters more than mine." These unconscious gestures reveal truths that words often fail to express. And for anyone still unsure, "Are you sure?" served as undeniable evidence, less a performance and more a mirror reflecting who they truly are together. What unfolds there is not a series of edited moments designed to tell a story, but a continuous record of two people moving as one. They finish each other's thoughts, search instinctively for each other in crowded spaces, and exist in a shared rhythm that can only be built over years of trust. Jungkook watches Jimin with a blend of admiration, tenderness, and gentle possessiveness, while Jimin visibly softens in Jungkook's presence, allowing himself a vulnerability he grants to no one else. They are each other's safe place. What the documentary shows is not friendship exaggerated by cameras, but a couple existing naturally without effort or pretense. Attempts to dismiss these moments as fan service or clever editing collapse under the weight of consistency. Year after year, their behavior remains the same. Some people, constrained by their own beliefs, invent explanations or try to intellectualize affection to avoid acknowledging what is plainly visible. But truth carries its own gravity. What Jimin and Jungkook have built is not delicate or fleeting. It feels enduring, grounded in absolute trust and sustained by a conscious choice to remain connected. Whatever name one might give that connection. There are small moments that feel almost miraculous, like when Jimin casually called his father during a game. There was no strategy behind it, no performance, just instinct. When his father answered with that gentle warmth only a loving parent possesses, he addressed Jungkook as well, telling him to take care of himself. The immediate, sincere reply, "We love you very much," spoken together, turned a simple moment into something unforgettable. This was not an isolated incident. It joins many other family interactions, like the time in Jeju when Jungkook's mother called and asked about Jimin. These moments are not anecdotes. They are proof of lives deeply intertwined. Inviting someone into your family is an act of trust, of opening your most personal space. With Jimin and Jungkook, that door seems permanently open. That warmth reflects the values surrounding them, values embodied by Jimin's family, known for their kindness and generosity, recognized through honors like the Noble Green Family Award for charitable work. These principles live on in Jimin himself and are visible in how he shares his life with Jungkook, with respect, sincerity, and care that feels rooted and real. Traveling together reveals the soul, and during those moments, Jungkook becomes transparent. He may not be expressive with words, but when he speaks about trips shared with Jimin, the emotion is unmistakable. He doesn't describe places by their beauty alone. He talks about how it felt to be there with Jimin. The meaning of those places comes from companionship, not scenery. It's an honesty born only from intimacy, when the world grows quiet and only trust remains. What many people recognize and cherish is how natural their dynamic feels. This is not ordinary friendship. Involving family, sharing space, and building memories together all point to a bond earned slowly, deliberately, and sincerely. Every gesture, every shared call, every journey becomes another root anchoring something strong and enduring. Their connection feels authentic because it grows from affection, truth, and countless small details that cannot be fabricated. Some bonds form without declarations or labels, yet feel unbreakable. Between Jimin and Jungkook exists such a bond, one that transcends friendship and becomes its own language. Their body language shifts when they are together. Hands reach out instinctively, not in greeting but as reassurance. Touch becomes communication. A massage says, "I see your exhaustion." A glance says, "I'm here." Their eyes linger, speaking in a quiet calm only they seem to share. This intimacy is unique to them. With others, the energy is different, brotherly, open, communal. Between Jimin and Jungkook, it narrows into something personal and unmistakable. Even under stage lights, it does not fade. It intensifies. In moments before performances, amid chaos and nerves, they create a pocket of peace. A whisper from Jimin steadies Jungkook. A small adjustment from Jungkook grounds Jimin. They don't prepare like two friends. They prepare like partners, reinforcing one another so they can stand strong together. Offstage, that connection becomes the landscape itself. Jungkook's memories of travel with Jimin are not about places but about peace. A city becomes unforgettable not because of its lights, but because of how safe he felt standing beside Jimin. These are indirect confessions, quietly honest. The world gains meaning because they experience it together. To some, these may appear as simple affection, but those who notice the unspoken language understand. The way Jimin's gaze softens when Jungkook speaks. The way Jungkook's posture relaxes the instant Jimin approaches. Every detail aligns perfectly, forming a bond that requires no explanation. It's the way they anticipate each other, how a hand at the lower back can mean reassurance, pride, or love. And in that silent understanding, their truth lives, undeniable, enduring, and deeply human.